Hello, my name is Rob Jeffs. I am employed by the Ivy Tech Community College of Indiana, public statewide system of community colleges. I've co-chaired the System-Wide Math Pathways project for the college. I've led our statewide technical math pathway development and faculty development. And I am getting ready for another semester of teaching the Corequisite Math, the Gateway College-Ready Quantitative Reasoning, and the Applied Technical Math courses. Ivy Tech is a statewide system. It's singly accredited. We have 14 regions. We have 45 campuses that offer degrees, and we have many more places that we hang our hat and offer classes to make it easy for students to attend. This past year we had 170,000 students. We've been as high as 210,000 students. In our Math Pathways project, we went from a single assessment and placement guide using Compass to multiple measures and placements using a custom diagnostic AccuPlacer, using a high school GPA in our Core 40 or honors program, ACT, SATs, and then 4 or 5 different ways of getting in there to place students better in classes. We went through that process. We've gone from a 4-course remedial sequence with 22,000 students in the system down to a Corequisite Math, and then with about 4,000 students in the system. We've gone from 12 pathways into a Gateway Math down to 3 pathways into Gateway Math, and in our first model 3, 4, 5 years ago we had literally a course for every program. And as we looked at it, we had as many as 45% of our students unsuccessful in math with more than 20 credit hours, and 25% that had more than 40 credit hours walking around our campuses, not completing their math, not getting their graduation requirements in to get their diploma. We've gone to 3 pathways into the Gateway Math, quantitative reasoning. We have a college algebra calculus preparation path and a technical path. Algebra was widely used in our first model, our previous model, and now algebra is limited to STEM. And in the other pathways, we provide the math that students need to find gainful employment. The key processes that we used in the Math Pathways project was we aligned all of our math courses to provide math needed in program classes. We have every program across the state has a representative that goes to a statewide curriculum committee meeting twice a year, and we met with each of those program faculty, the 14 or 15 that were there in the larger programs, fewer in the smaller, and went through all the math competencies that we offer in all of our programs and identified the very specific courses their students needed to be successful in that class. Not to sort them out, but the actual math competencies they needed. We grouped these programs into 3 math pathways. We added a few things, took another few things out to make them more suitable to all of our programs that were in that pathway. We designed developmental math for each pathway. We did develop the new multi-measure placements, which included throwing out the compass and starting with the questions that are in the 15 domains of the AccuPlacer test, reducing it down to 11, and finding out exactly what math competencies were needed to be placed in every class in the math programs. We tested those and set our cutoff scores. We identified the pedagogy of the best way students learn. We provided statewide development for our professional staff, our faculty, our advisors, and our administrators. And we continue to evaluate student success and pathway success down to the activity level, the test level, and up to the statewide persistence, the success in the math courses, and then also our graduation rates within each program. The first model that we, the largest model takes most of our students, it was designed for about 70–75% of our students with quantitative reasoning. Developmental ed for that is Corequisite. It's taught at the same time, the same day, immediately before or after. We currently have about 2,000 students enrolled in the Corequisite and the QR, the quantitative reasoning course, and we have about 4,200 students enrolled in quantitative reasoning that did not test in. They were programmer or college math ready. And what we found is that in most semesters, one is slightly over the other. Sometimes the Coreq quantitative reasoning combination is a little higher. Sometimes it's a QR, but well into the 60% range, and there's not a significant difference between those that are in the Coreq and in the quantitative reasoning. We've gone down into the weeds, and we can explain all of the details on the course structure, putting them on the banner system, how we support 6,000 students in these sections across the state. The technical math, the DevEd is a foundations. When we do our AccuPlace replacement, it turns on a set of codes that then are matched up to my foundations lab. And our DevEd for this is not standalone math. It includes math, reading, writing, and college success. And we had about 197 students in that course for the foundations, and then take the tech math the next semester. The tech math only, we had about 808. We do in our block scheduling have basic electricity tied with the tech math, and so they're offered at the same time and reinforce each other. We've got a 64% rate for those coming out of foundations and going through the tech math, and we've had as high as 74, 75% semester across the state, 800 students, 38 sections across Indiana. In the algebra calculus prep, we have a two-step prerequisite. We dropped all of our prerequisites, but we found that people who were rusty in math or older folks that wanted to get into a high-demand, high-tech job needed these math courses. But what we're finding out is that by the time we put somebody through the three-course sequence, we're back down to the problems we had with all of our math of only 17, 18% able to complete. Two steps, the 100 to 136, it's 36%, and if they just go through the college algebra course, they're at 57%. We're in the process of going back and looking at this. The number of students, and then this was the smallest group that we were looking at, and we wanted to try to make the biggest difference with the most students, so we went through the other two first. But we're really taking a hard look at this, trying to, and following the model that some of the other states in Georgia, where they do a Coreq with college algebra, and we're looking forward to continue our development and moving that up. Where I might be able to assist your team, the first thing is I am a classroom teacher. I relate well to the faculty, and I met with a number of college faculties around the country to talk about the challenges and also the benefits to students and their families and their employers of getting them through their math, into their college programs, and out with their diplomas so they get their benefits and their better salaries. I have led the transition of the statewide system, very complex through the math pathways and the Corequisite strategy. I've developed the quantitative reasoning courses, helped with that, and I've developed an instruction of the non-transferable tech math program and continue to handle the online resources for that, the statewide Blackboard templates, the item analysis of tests, the semester meetings of the faculty, and we continue to improve that. I understand the impact of the Gateway course placement, success through a system-wide reform, and have a faculty perspective, and then I've also served as a campus president, a district chancellor, and assistant vice president. So I'm able to work with each level of your organization to make it happen, and then working on it in terms of a statewide student success strategy, trying to make sure that it's all connected, it all continues to improve, and students and their families and their employers benefit from our work.